Without a doubt, the most popular question we're asked at River Pools is, how much do in-ground pools cost? But that question is followed by a close second, what is the cheapest in-ground swimming pool? That's the topic of today's video because, gosh darn it, we get this question a lot. So what is the cheapest in-ground swimming pool? What's up guys, I'm Christian with River Pools and that's what we're talking about in today's video. But I need to set some guidelines, a framework for this particular topic because you see, building a pool is a lot like building a house. You have the cost for the materials themselves, the thing that actually assembles to become a house or a pool. Then you have the cost to take that kit and have someone actually assemble it for you. Of course, you're going to want to put your own spin on the project. You're going to want to make it your own with options and accessories, all of the things that make it yours exactly the way you want it. And that is going to be called the turnkey costs. So we're going to cover those three areas. We're going to make sure you understand what the cheapest in-ground pool might be. And stick around because at the end of this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of that particular type of pool. The cost information we're about to refer to is not a guarantee, but rather a range we think will be helpful for initial planning. For more specific cost figures, you'll need to speak with the independent installer who serves your area. So if we compare the three different types of pools, vinyl liner, fiberglass, and concrete, more often than not, you're going to find that a vinyl liner pool is the cheapest type of in-ground pool to purchase and have installed in your home. Now that's not to say that vinyl liner pools cannot be expensive or won't be expensive. We just find when we peruse the internet that more often than not, a vinyl liner pool is the cheapest type of pool to have installed. Now while it's possible that you could find a vinyl liner pool kit at the $40,000 range, that kit, it's going to require you to do a lot of DIY work. And you're going to need to have a lot of talent to pull that off successfully. Side note, we don't recommend DIYing any in-ground pool project. It's not to say it's not possible, but at River Pools, we simply don't recommend this because there's too many things that could go wrong for you and the project. So now if we take a look at having someone install that pool for you, you might look at a cost of about $45,000. That's a starting point to have an in-ground vinyl liner pool installed in your home. But remember, this cost does not include all the options and accessories and decking and all of the things that would make it yours. For a turnkey project, you might expect to see vinyl liner pools cost anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000. That's not to say it won't exceed that $70,000 number. We just find that that is a very common range being reported online for turnkey vinyl liner pool projects. All right, moving on to fiberglass pools. This is an area that River Pools specializes in because this is the type of pool that we manufacture exclusively. Now you might expect to be able to find a fiberglass pool shell and some basic installation elements like pump, filter, those sorts of things for about $40,000. Again, at that price point, you would have to install it yourself. And again, at River Pools, we do not recommend this route. So add in the cost to have that fiberglass pool installed, and you're looking more around the $55,000 to $100,000 range, depending on the size of the pool you choose. Remember, that's the cost of the pool itself, the kit, and having all the raw materials brought in and someone installing it for you. Most commonly, we see turnkey pool projects for fiberglass pools ranging anywhere from $70,000 to $135,000. That includes the decking, that includes all the options and accessories that are most often chosen by homeowners who are having a fiberglass pool installed. So lastly, how cheap can a concrete or gunite pool be? These pools are known for being the most expensive type of pool to have installed and to maintain. And although we've seen price points that could be around $65,000, that's really going to depend on the size of the pool you choose and how much of the work after the shell is assembled that you want to take on as the homeowner. More often than not, you're probably going to find costs at the $120,000 plus mark. And it certainly could go well beyond that once all options and accessories and decking are chosen and incorporated into the project. The build process for a concrete pool is far more complex. And there really is no DIY option when it comes to this because of the complexity of the build. Just know that you absolutely have to plan to hire a professional if you're going with a concrete pool. Okay, so to answer the question, what is the cheapest in-ground pool type? Let's just recap the lowest numbers you might find for each type of pool. Okay, the lowest price you might expect to find for a vinyl liner pool for the kit and some basic installation would be $45,000. For fiberglass pools, $55,000, and for concrete pools, $65,000. Again, these prices represent pools on the small side and only include really the shell itself being assembled or installed by a contractor. It's also important to understand that no matter what type of pool you choose to install in your home, you could always save money by going with a smaller pool. The final cost of the project is always going to be dependent on the size of the pool you choose. The larger the pool, the more costly the project. And again, that's true no matter what type of pool you choose to have installed. So while vinyl liner pools are the cheapest in-ground pool to buy, we don't recommend you make your final decision based solely on price. It's important to understand the advantages and disadvantages when making your final call. With vinyl liner pools, we think that you're going to find that these are the most budget-friendly types of pools that you can buy. They're going to have the lowest upfront costs. Vinyl liner pools are also customizable when it comes to the shape, so you have some more flexibility and freedom to create the shape and design you want to see in your backyard. And the last advantage of a vinyl liner pool is that they're very soft to the touch. They're very pleasant to interact with. With advantages, of course, come potential disadvantages. Vinyl liner pools are not difficult to maintain, but you've got to give it some diligent care because the liner itself is very prone to tears and punctures. So it's not really pet friendly, and you're going to want to be careful to keep objects out of the pool that could potentially puncture that liner. They often have higher lifetime costs than folks initially expect. And it's because that liner at some point is going to need to be replaced. We see reports most frequently that the liner needs to be replaced at about the 7-year mark. Could it go beyond that? Absolutely, and we've seen reports of liners lasting 15 to 20 years, but the most frequent, the most commonly reported time frame for having to replace a liner for one reason or another comes at about the 7-year mark. So you're going to need to plan on that expense. Now, we mentioned the durability of the liner being less than that of fiberglass or concrete pools, but you also should understand that they're not really compatible with in-pool furniture. So if you're planning to have a tanning ledge or sun deck included in your vinyl liner pool project, you may want to think twice because setting a lounger on that shelf or tanning ledge might be a problem when it comes to the liner. So today we've answered the question, what is the cheapest in-ground pool? We think that you're going to find it to be vinyl liner pools when you do your own research. We've also given you some advantages and disadvantages to help you make the best decision for you, your family, and your backyard. My friends, I'm Christian with River Pools. We will see you in a future video. Catch the wave.